Yes, welcome back. Now, since Star Wars kicked off on the big screen back in 1977, there have been prequels, sequels, spin-offs and more. But it wasn't until 2015 that the series saw its first ever female stormtrooper appear on screen.
First seen in multi-billion-dollar box office hit Star Wars The Force Awakens nearly 10 years ago, the franchise's first female stormtrooper, Samantha Alleyne, joins us now.
Yeah.
What an entrance!
This is I'm actually getting nervous myself.
Is this how you always travel, Samantha?
Yes.
They go with you everywhere.
Yes.
Samantha, I mean, what an achievement. You're breaking glass ceilings even in space, but were you a big fan before you became part of it?
I have to be honest, I wasn't. I know, but I can't lie. But I think Star Wars is such a cultural phenomenon. It's part of everyone's psyche. You could show like kids pictures of Darth Vader and they know who he is, even if they haven't seen the movie.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's a big cultural phenomenon. So I knew about Star Wars. My uncle was a huge fan. I remember growing up and there was lightsabers and I knew the theme tune, but I'd never actually watched it until I was in it. But now I'm a huge fan.
So have you gone and watched them all?
Yes.
Since then?
Yes.
Yeah, OK.
Yes.
OK.
You're not going to test her, are you?
No, please
No,
don't.
I'm not. I was just about to ask her. I won't do that.
No, please.
So how did you get involved in the movie?
So I'm a trained actress. I studied acting at university. And then when I finished uni, I went back to modelling. I modelled as a child. And I got asked to be a model in the background of films, you know, like in a party scene and things like that. And one day I was like, why are you standing in the background? You're a trained actress, you know, you should get back to acting. So I was on a website called Star Now and I saw an advert, tall women with strong character looks wanted for a Hollywood film. And I was like, oh, that sounds interesting. So I applied and I got picked and I went along to a fitting. And most films have a working title for security and, you know, to keep things secret. And it was called Avco. So I had no idea what it was. Right. And then I turned up to Pinewood Studios for my fitting and I walked into this tent and there was a row of stormtrooper costumes. Right. And I was like, this is Star Wars. Wow. And obviously, goosebumps, you know, the whole thing. So I got fitted first as an officer. And if about 20 minutes into The Force Awakens, you can see me as a communications officer. And then I did 3 days as that character and I got released. And I was a bit sad, but I was happy because how many people can say they've been in Star Wars? Yeah. And then a few months later, I got a phone call very early in the morning. I thought it was a prank call. I was on my way to a modelling job. And it was the head of the agency. And what happened is J.J. Abrams, the director, he's lovely, he'd got the stormtroopers to do the scene and he was like, why are they all male? Why aren't there any females? And they remembered me from before and my height and looked like I was athletic and could handle it. And they asked me if I wanted to be the first female stormtrooper and I said yes and the rest is history. OK.
That's amazing.
How did your uncle react, you know, when you said, you know the way I never watched Star Wars? Well, guess what?
Yeah, I remember there was a lot of secrecy at first. I think I only told my mum and my sister for quite a while because, you know,
and they said nothing.
Yeah, you can't.
Well, there's an NDA.
Because, yeah, exactly. And then, I remember, do you know what, it's so long ago, but I remember lots of they're all very proud of me, my family. But now, I guess, after 10 years, they're kind of just used to it. But it's a cool thing to
you're on again, are you?
Yeah, my niece is a stormtrooper. It's a bit strange, you know.
Samantha, can I ask you, why do you think it took so long for there to be a first female stormtrooper?
Do you know what? Obviously, there was a big gap in between the movies, in between the originals and the prequels and then the sequels. And I just think it wasn't thought about that deeply. It was just like, OK, let's get stormtroopers in. And people just assume that they're all men underneath, but I know that George Lucas has said in the past that there were female stormtroopers back in canon, and I guess it was just an oversight. But the 501st Legion, who are an amazing charity organisation of these guys are part of, they've had female stormtroopers for a long time. So finally we caught up with them. I'm glad. And we're going to have the 501st Legion at the show today, Minicon Tala. So make sure you come along. There's a few tickets left.
Yes, absolutely.
So, yeah, they've had female troopers for a long time. So, yeah, I'm just glad we've, you know, finally caught up. OK. That wasn't the only Star Wars movie that you've been in, or Star Wars series that you've been in? No. So, yeah, I'm up to 5 movies and Andor, the TV show, as well.
OK.
Goodness.
So 6 altogether.
Okay, playing a variety of roles.
15, I believe, at the last count. I may be wrong, it could be 16.
So there's another picture of you.
Yes, so that was my character, Ali Samter, an X-Wing pilot. JJ finally let me take the helmet off.
Okay.
And, yeah, he directed me in a few good scenes. So that was my, Ali Samter, that's my character name.
Yes, so this was this the character named after you?
Yes, so basically, Pablo Hidalgo, he's the story group editor for Lucasfilm, and he likes to play around with people's names. And so my name's Samantha Alleyne, and my character's called Ali Samter, and he does that with most of the actors. It's a really nice little way of giving back,
nice
but yeah,
touch.
it's very cool.
Okay. We hear that, you know, the stormtroopers, because the helmet is on,
Yes.
that there have been all kinds of people under those helmets.
So I hear.
So do you ever see who? Like, surely when you're unmasking before or after?
I have seen Jamie Oliver. He was a pleasure to work with. He was so lovely. And he actually ended up in the final cut in episode 9. You could see him banging down the door of some villagers. Ed Sheeran as well. I gather that Daniel Craig, James Bond, but we all had to have the day off that day, so none of us got to meet him. Oh. And the princes as well, I gather they did.
Harry and William.
Yes, so unfortunately I didn't meet them, but I met Jamie and Ed, so that was nice.
OK, you see, you don't know who's under those masks sometimes.
That's amazing. No.
Of course, and Ed popped up in Game of Thrones as well. Yeah, but
it's everywhere.
Yeah,
that's a different universe.
Have you seen more female stormtroopers since you started?
Yes. I think the highest count was on episode 9, the red Sith Trooper armour. I think we had about 6 or 7. And I loved that. We were like really strong female group.
Girl power.
Yeah, there is a photo behind the scenes floating around somewhere. I hope to see it one day. But yeah, you know, I'm 44 now, I'm getting on a bit. I'd like to pass the baton on and make sure that, you know, there's a lasting legacy and that there's always going to be...
Oh, yeah, you're so over the hill, 44, yeah.
Listen, that costume is not easy to wear.
Is it not? Is it heavy?
I have permanent injury in my shoulder from standing like that for hours on it.
You're joking.
No.
I have been in one of those costumes.
Have you actually?
On this show. They dressed me up as a stormtrooper.
Did you find it comfortable?
It wasn't the most comfortable thing I've ever worn on TV.
Imagine that for like 16 hours.
All right, then.
And in minus temperatures or 40-degree heat.
Yeah, you've lost a few toenails.
I have.
A few injuries.
I lost 2 as well.
I was, in Solo, I was standing on an incline for hours and then my toenails went black and fell off.
Ooh. Okay.
Yeah, God, it's worth it though, but I have been through the literal
It's worth it as long as you're not taking a 2-week sun holiday and you're going to be lying by a pool with a couple of missing toenails for 2 weeks. Yeah, not a good idea.
It's worth it.
Oh, the dedication, Samantha. Well done. My goodness.
Thank you.
You've been appointed as godmother to the R2KT ambassadroids.
Yes.
Can you explain that? Tell us a little bit about that.
So, Albin Johnson, who started the 501st Legion, he had a daughter called Katie, and she unfortunately got brain cancer. And she said, Daddy, I wish there was a pink R2D2. And because he had all these big, gorgeous community of people, someone was able to make a pink R2D2, and they called it R2KT for her. And she got to see it before she passed away. So now we have, I believe, 24 or 25 R2KT ambassadroids all over the world.
Brilliant.
And I have been appointed godmother to R2KT. So, yeah, I get to go to events. We raise lots of money for children with cancer and breast cancer as well. So, yeah, she's a little pink droid with big heart.
Do you have to get them all Christmas presents every year?
No, but...
I've put the idea out there. Sorry.
I just waved my magic godmother wand. No, no. Do you know what? It's such a beautiful thing to be a part of. I'm very proud.
Yeah, absolutely. Brilliant thing. It's great to meet you.
Yeah.
And you guys, thank you for having me.
Oh, thanks so much for coming in and chatting to us,
Yeah, and don't forget, we're at Mini-Con Tala today, so come along and we'll be having lots of fun.
Yeah, and lots of great stories that you can share with people.
10 years worth.
Yeah. If you'd like to talk to Samantha herself, like she said, you can meet her later today at Mini-Con Tala, with tickets available on eventbrite.com.